morning, everyone. My name is Michael Sandoval, and so what I put up here is my SoundCloud link. I'm an up-and-coming artist from LA. If you guys support the movement, I would show you guys a song, but it's a bit explicit, so whenever you guys have a time, check it out and follow me on SoundCloud. So let me get my... And so for you guys, what I brought today, so how many of you guys here like music, right? Everybody, right? And so how many of you guys come in here with your earphones on or on your own time, just bobbing your head with it, like, yeah, this is my jam, right? Everybody. I do it all the time, that's me. And so what I brought for you guys today is my cultural artifact as well as my lyric book. This is my lyric book. And so as an artist, I feel like the lyric book, well, first of all, the lyric book represents like a lot of things in the hip hop culture. It represents ingenuity, creativity, and emotions. And so as an artist myself, I feel like not only should my audience, you guys, like vibe to the music, but also understand what I'm trying to get through. And so nowadays, I feel like a lot of people listen to music and they don't get the message. And so by understanding the effort and creativity people put in the lyric book, hopefully you guys understand that hip hop is way more than just loud music. And so as I go more in depth on the topic, I would discuss first how the lyric book represents the hip hop culture, and then how I identify with the culture and the lyric book. So as I previously stated, the lyric book represents ingenuity and creativity. And so what I mean by ingenuity and creativity is, so if I were to give you guys each a lyric book right now, you're obviously not gonna put the same thing as the person next to you. You guys have a different mindset, you guys think different. And so that's what's cool about hip hop. Everybody has their own way of putting things together. And the way people put things together is through metaphors, through similes. And one artist who does that, like just at the top of his head, he could do real good, is Lil Wayne. I'm not gonna lie, that guy is good with metaphors. And so there's people who come up with their own things. There's people who promote race. There's people who promote freedom, lifestyles, all that luxury stuff. And so there's different ways of getting around that. And so people are just creative, and that gives them with like their own unique style. A lot of people have their own unique style, the way they go in. And so emotion comes in, well, you go through these, I go through my lyric book, well, there's different points in my life where I felt different emotions. There's a day where I might feel sad. And so I write about something sad, and so I'm just right there crying, like, why did my girl leave me? So I'm gonna write a song, why my ex left me, right? And so there's one day I might be happy, and I just write about something happy, how grateful I am, how blessed I am. And so that's how Pharrell did. He did it, I don't know if you guys heard, there's a song just as happy, how happy he is, right? And so those emotions, they all kick in, and you can hear it all on the radio. It's like, it's like, you'll hear a song, Janae Aiko, she has like depressing songs, but it makes it in the radio, and that's hip hop, and that's who signed her, was Drake. And so now that I've talked about how my lyric book represents the hip hop culture, I will then talk about how I identify with the culture and how I identify with the lyric book. And so hip hop has been in my family since like way back. My mom's been a hip hop head since the early 90s. I mean the late 90s, my bad, she's not that old. So yeah, the late 90s. And so who introduced it to me was my brother. I have an older brother, and so I was always behind him, what are you listening to, yo? And they show me his songs, and so I'm like, I started vibing with it. And then as I got older, I realized that hip hop is way more than just listening to music. It's just a lifestyle. It's the way you wake up every morning, you do it that for you just feel like you can't fake it. You can't just one day decide you want to do hip hop. It just doesn't work that way. And so I feel like that's something I'm really a part of, and that's something I pass down to my younger siblings. They'll come to me one week like, oh, what are you listening to now? Like the same thing last week. Come next week, I'll probably have more songs. I don't know. And so I try to pass it down. And so as an artist myself, I feel like hip hop, that's my forte. That's what I go. I go in the studio, I write in my lyric book, I put it in my iPhone, and I'm ready to go. And so I feel like hip hop is just, that's a passion. I haven't been passionate about something since like I was 5 years old, and that's when I told my mom, hey, you know what, I want to be a horse when I grow up. And that isn't practical, right? She looked at me like, boy, quit playing. And so hip hop is just something I feel like I could do for the rest of my life. It's something I want to contribute to. And so like, I have my engineer, that guy, like, he just pumps me up so much in a way I feel like I could do things that not even myself, that I'm not even ready for, that I could just like really go out there and take over the world. And so I look up to people my age who are 18, who are famous, who are up there, like, why can I be up there, right? They have the same talent that I have, maybe even better, who knows, but time, it's practice, it takes time. And so like, I just think of people like that, and that's where I want to be a couple of years from now, whether it be 6 years from now, 10 years from now. I just don't want to live average, I want to be up there. And so it's people like that who inspire me. And so by understanding how the creativity, all that work that goes into putting in the lyric book, all that style they put, hopefully you guys, like start listening to hip hop too if you don't so already. And so I've discussed about how the lyric book represents the hip hop culture. I've talked about how I identify myself with the culture and the lyric book. And so if there's something I can leave you guys with today is like, if you're passionate about something, pursue it. Don't sleep on it, you know? The worst thing that can happen is to sleep on something you feel like you can do and just live the rest of your life like, well, what if? You know, attempt it. If you fail, maybe it's not your strong suit, then all right, cool, so be it. But if not, just do what you feel like is right, and if there's something you like, just go for it. And so pretty much that concludes my presentation, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it.